Takes just a second.
So when I go to share my screen, do I gotta do anything special?
I don't think so. I might have to add you as a co-host to be able to share your screen. So let me actually just do that real quick. I think we are live on Facebook. Hi, Ionia. Bear with us for just a minute as we navigate through our technical, I don't know the word I'm looking for.
Difficulties.
Yeah, difficulties, really.
The
So
virtual world.
how advanced sharing options? Okay. All right, so now you should have the ability to share. So let's back up a minute. Hi, Ionia. Welcome to Brick by Brick. It is Wednesday at 3:04, and we are here this week with Olivia Bromstrom from West Michigan Works. So we're excited to hear about the industry weeks and some of the other exciting things that they have to offer. I have a couple of updates from chamber members just at the end when Olivia and I are done here. But tune in, tell your friends, share this video. We're here every week at 3 o'clock on Wednesday, featuring different special guests. One of the topics that Olivia is going to discuss with us today, besides sharing with us some of the things that West Michigan Works has going on, is share some tips for how to prepare for some of these job fairs that they're offering. So very valuable content, and you don't even have to lift a finger to get it. You just have to watch the video. So without any further ado, Olivia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I am Olivia Bromstrom, the Business Solutions Representative at West Michigan Works, and I service all of Ionia County. And I'm very happy to be here today and to share with you some exciting things we have going on at West Michigan Works across our region.
We're excited to have you. And I have to say, I just have to throw you a shout out and thank you for being so flexible with us. We just added Olivia to the lineup this morning, and she jumped right on board to be able to come on and share some helpful stuff for you. So thank you, Olivia, for doing that.
I enjoy some last minute fun. So.
Oh, good. Roll with the punches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just jump right in. Tell us a little bit. I think West Michigan Works. I think people have kind of I don't know, not necessarily a stigma, but this kind of thought in their head what West Michigan Works is and what they do. But I feel like you guys have really evolved a lot in the last, I don't know, 5-10 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. So do you want to share a little bit of that transition?
So with part of our transition, what we've been able to do at West Michigan Works is come together as a group. And instead of being private, of having each individual that works in our organization work on different things, now with us being under one group of West Michigan Works and all collaborating together, we're able to help our job seekers and our businesses and employers. So I work on the end of businesses. So I work directly with companies and employers throughout all of Ionia County. And with that relationship, I can help be a gateway to resumes and job seekers that are actively looking for work and for skill attainment and getting some funding that can help companies with upskilling their current workforce and some grant funding through the state, as well as wage reimbursement. So when companies are hiring, we have wage reimbursement opportunities that we can help offset some of those costs for new employees, because we all know that onboarding and retention and training, it's very costly for organizations. So we're able to help offset some of that with our funding sources that we have.
You have a lot of resources that I don't think employers are aware of. So they should definitely be reaching out to see if there's something that you offer that would be a great fit for them.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest things that I've been doing a lot of outside of recruitment over the past year is doing a lot of workforce analytics and just where is our retention at, and is there workforce availability throughout Ionia County, and am I posting a position in an oversaturated market, and is there too many positions that are like mine that are out there? So we do a lot of data entry, not entry, but a lot of data research for companies, and all of those services are free to our employers. And I'm happy to pull up am I paying a good wage analysis and do a good comparison if you are competitive in the market at the time or not.
Which right now is huge, because as we all know, everybody is trying to hire, or pretty much everybody is trying to hire with very little success.
Yes, it definitely feels that way. And there are some barriers, and hopefully we'll keep being able to work through those as time goes on.
Awesome. So reach out to West Michigan Works if you're an employer just to learn about the opportunities that they have and what might be a good fit for you. So why don't we jump into, do you want to jump into industry weeks? How do you want to do this?
Yeah, I'll jump right into our industry weeks. So at West Michigan Works, we're offering virtual job fairs, and throughout the month of March, we're doing a job fair each week based on each industry. Last week, we had focused on healthcare, and this week we are still continuing to focus on healthcare. Next week, we switch over to our construction category. And so right now, job seekers are able to register for interviews with construction companies that have signed on to do a virtual job fair with them. And so next week, that'll take place, as well as other things and tips and tricks in the construction trade, as well as any training availability that is there. And then the week of March 22nd, we will have a focus on two different industries. We'll do an agribusiness industry, which is focused on the food industry and agricultural careers, as well as the IT sector. And so with that, that week there will be a job fair for just IT positions and IT employers, and agribusiness and food industry employers. And so job seekers are able to register now for meeting with those employers. And what they get with this job fair is they get a 15-minute phone interview with the employer, and the employer will contact them. They can discuss open opportunities and any further recruitment services and next steps for employment.
That's awesome.
The last week will be the week of April 5th, and we'll focus on manufacturing that week. So registration opens fairly soon here for manufacturing employers throughout West Michigan Works region to sign up, and they can list their positions on the Pure Michigan Talent Connect website, which is mitalent.org. And through that, register with West Michigan Works on our website, and then we will help promote your positions and promote your organization throughout West Michigan. And then you'll be able to be part of that virtual job fair and have candidates sign up to register to speak with you and talk about additional opportunities.
It's a really good idea you guys put together, a really good way to think outside of the box and still be able to deliver some of those opportunities and services.
Yes, trying to really roll with the punches, and things keep changing every day, and living in this virtual environment for close to a year has been pretty changing. And like I said, we just kind of roll with it and whatever's going to work best. And there are times where we are tweaking and changing things as we go to see what's going to work best for our companies and for our job seekers.
So I'm sorry, I'm trying to kind of jump back and forth between different screens here. So that's one of the things that you guys have going on. And you mentioned that those job fairs and interviews, those are all virtual.
Correct. They are all virtual. The only one that is a little uniquely different is the food industry and agribusiness. So that is virtual. However, it's being hosted on the state of Michigan's platform, that's Brazen. And that allows for like a virtual setting where you walk into a booth and you get to talk to a company about their open opportunities. But while you're there, you get to, as a job seeker, walk into the other booth of another company and then a different company. So there's currently 15 employers that have registered for this event, and they are throughout all of West Michigan. And I believe there's 2 or 3 of them that are Ionia County specific. And so while individuals get to come in and meet with this company, they get to talk to Ionia and Kent County employers at the same time, as well as some other employers, and really get a feel for the industry. They can ask some questions. It's a good opportunity to see what other careers are available in that industry. Because if you are passionate about agriculture, you could think, I'm just thinking of farming and driving a tractor, but there are so many other things like plant and soil science, and you can really get a good feel for what those different industries are.
I think that's a great point, especially manufacturing as well. People have this idea in their head that, manufacturing, I'm going to go work on a line in a factory. And it's really, with technology, has evolved into something just completely different. There's really unique, fun opportunities for people.
There is. And if you think back in the day, we did call it a factory. We're going to go work at the factory, or it's not a factory anymore. It is manufacturing, because there is so much more technical skills that are needed. And there's so many different career opportunities, from running robots to welding and to CNC machining. So there's so many different skills that are needed and that are available in there. And until you actually talk to somebody in one of those organizations, you have no idea the plethora of career opportunities that exist. And it's a good way to really get in and talk to somebody who is with the human resources and a direct connection of that organization to see what is available.
And I know that a lot of our local, like you just said, a lot of our local manufacturers really do have opportunities where, you know, they get you in and they help support you and develop you. And, you know, some of them will help pay for training and, you know, education and things like that, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely, I think just a lot, I like to point that out because it's different than what a lot of people have in their mind as what they expect manufacturing to be.
Absolutely.
And then, you know, I don't know why I'm getting sidetracked on this. I also like to point out, you guys work really closely with the Heartlands programs too, do you not?
Yes, we do.
So I think that's something that's really unique to talk about because, you know, Ionia just is very fortunate to have a program like that. And I think they, you know, I know you guys work very closely with them, but just, you know, we're starting them at a young age. I think it's really cool.
Yes, and especially with that program, they're getting a really good skill attainment. And so when they're done, they're ready to go into a company that is going to be able to offer them a career. They can get into an apprenticeship program. And through that apprenticeship program, they're going to be guaranteed a higher wage, and their training is going to be paid for, their education is going to be paid for, and they have a career throughout that entire time and afterwards. And really setting those foundational skills through the Heartlands Institute is wonderful. It's a great program to have in Ionia County.
Absolutely. So now going into these job fairs, I mean, whether they're virtual or in person, they can be intimidating. You have some tips to share with us for how to make the most out of and be prepared for these fairs.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to list off some things that we really encourage job seekers to do when they are going into a virtual environment to have an interview with an employer. Is it may be virtual, but it still is going to be your first impression that you get with an employer, and you really want to make sure you are still treating it as if you were that in-person face-to-face. So it's important to find a quiet environment that you can have your interview in, and you are removed from distractions, you're removed from your cell phone, the television, and any background noise. You want to make sure ahead of time that you test your lighting. So if you're using a cell phone to do your interview, to do it virtually, or if you're using a computer, test your lighting and ensure that your lighting or a window is all behind your monitor and it's not in front of you, because behind you. If it's behind you, you'll get that dark effect, and you really want to make sure that people can see you on the other end and that the employer can get a good look and you guys can have a good conversation with a good lighting. You want to make sure you test your video and test your sound on your cell phone or on your computer. If you're utilizing a Zoom, you might want to make sure you got the Zoom app downloaded so that you can quickly log in and get your meeting up and going. You also want to make sure you dress nicely, and in the virtual environment, it could be just a nice blazer or blouse or business suit, and just make sure you get that first impression, because this is still your first impression with a company when you're meeting with them. And make sure you position your computer at eye level. You don't want to have your camera sitting above you. You don't want to have your camera sitting below you or off to the side. You want to make sure that you have a good eye-to-eye contact. And if you are able, it is best to pick a good background. You don't want something that's going to be full of clutter. You don't want your kitchen sink and your dishes behind you. So having a nice curtain behind you, if you can sit just comfortably in an area that's got a good background, even if it's a background with shelving or books on it, but just try to remove any clutter. Make sure that you are looking at the camera. I know I keep looking at my monitor screen. So Kat and I had a good conversation about this ahead of time, that you can look at your camera and you can look at your monitor screen. Just make sure you're trying to really make sure you make that eye-to-eye contact with the company when you are doing a virtual interview. And this is one of my downfalls, is talk a little slower. You want to talk slower when you're in a virtual environment, because there can be a little bit of computer lag. And on top of that computer lag, we've all seen, if you've been in any kind of virtual environment, sometimes you get the little and it will freeze on you. You want to allow for the verbiage to be slow enough that if that does occur and happen, you're not really missing a beat in your interview process and not having to ask for anybody to repeat. If you are utilizing your cell phone, make sure you're stationary for your video call. Make sure you're not walking around your house and that the background is changing. Lastly, make sure you still smile, because again, this is your first impression with an organization.
Those are some great tips.
Yes, and there are things that you don't think about because we haven't had to sit in an environment where we had to worry about the lighting and where the light was, where's my window. And even when I started working virtually, I had to get a desk lamp because I hadn't needed one before, but I needed the light to change and shift for how I'm situated in my office.
It is definitely, you know, like you said, we were talking before the meeting, and I'm still struggling with my environment a little. I'm locked away in a silent room in my house, but my light source is just, you know, a little obnoxious to get away from. So these are all things that I know when I first started doing these videos, which first of all, super intimidating. Um, I don't know. I think that, you know, you watch yourself, and I told you I cringe. I hate to watch myself, but it's good. It's helpful to pick up on those things. So maybe even a helpful tip would be if you have a friend that's willing to sit through a Zoom with you for a few minutes, ask you a couple of questions, maybe record it and take a look back and look at how you're presenting yourself.
Absolutely. And am I able to share my screen real quick?
I think you are. Is it? Go ahead and try.
I'm going to go ahead and try. So hopefully you are seeing our website, which has employers in blue and job seekers over in the turquoise. And if you go and visit our website employers section, you can go on here and find the registration for all of the virtual job fairs, as well as other employer tips and tricks and employer avenues that we can help and assist with. When it comes to job seekers, a good tip and trick here, something else that we have is virtual videos out here online for our job seekers. So if you select the job seekers category, hopefully it's moving. At my end, it was going real slow. So here's all the resources that we have available for our job seekers right now. And here, it's got the virtual hiring events for you to register to speak with those employers. And then when you scroll down even further, we have our virtual resources here for job seekers. And so within our virtual resources, we have 4 different categories of workshops that we're putting on for job seekers. And let me get into my job search resources here. So we have these pre-recorded workshop videos where it's career explorations, resume makeover, job search techniques, and intro to interviewing. So these are some good videos to watch as you are preparing for your first interview, making sure you have a resume ready, and even job searching techniques if you're looking for a career change. We also have on our website, you can register to do a mock interview with our talent development specialist. So when you register for that, and you can register by going onto our website, or you can call our office and we can get you connected with our talent development specialist and perform that mock interview ahead of time. And then she can provide you some of those pointers of, you know what, we need to change your lighting. We need to change your background. We really need you to be stationary. So getting those one-on-one tips and tricks is something that she's very helpful with, helping individuals through to do that mock interview. And it can kind of help take off a little bit of that nervous edge when you've ran through it once.
That's really cool.
Yes, and like I said, in these workshops, they're very handy, and we have other job search resources, tips and resources, and then the virtual workshops and hiring events are all listed in here as well.
And this is all free.
Absolutely. It's all free for all of our employers and all of our job seekers.
That's wonderful. So it's right at your fingertips. All you have to do is take advantage of it.
Yes.
Is there anything else that we did not cover, or anything else that you wanted to share today, Olivia?
I believe that covers a lot of it. And, you know, our offices are open by appointment right now. So feel free to give us a call and we'll definitely get you in on the next appointment that we have available. You can reach out to us via email or on the website, and I'm a good direct connect. My information is also located on our website.
Perfect. So thank you again so much. That was great information. I appreciate you coming on again at very last minute. So thank you for being flexible with my request. And thank you for sharing all of that. Good luck with Industry Weeks. And I know I will be seeing you around very soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kat.
Bye, Olivia.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. We're about to get started. My name is Beth.
Are you having problems getting out? So Olivia's gonna try to, oh, I'm just gonna remove her. I don't think she'll be offended. There we go. All right, so that was some great information. Please take advantage of that information and those free resources and tools. Please refer your friends, family, any job seekers or employers. Remember, West Michigan Works has solutions for both. Now, just to kind of wrap things up for the day, I do have a couple of updates. The Ionia Public Schools, their scholarships are available. The applications are available online, and the deadline is April 1st for that. So make sure you go on, you can click on and learn each of the scholarships and how to apply. So I know that our Rotary Scholarship is on there, the Sparrow Ionia Hospital Foundation Scholarship. There's a whole list of them. I didn't count them, but it looks to be about 20 some scholarships. So if you have a high schooler that you are looking for scholarship applications for, it is your time to apply through Ionia High School. The next thing I just wanted to bring to your attention is the School of Missionary Aviation Technology. For those of you who are not familiar, we have some really cool stuff in Ionia. You might drive by it all the time and not really pay much attention or wonder what it is. So if not, I challenge you to Google the School of Missionary Aviation Technology. Take a look at their website, learn about their company a little bit. I apologize, my phone keeps going off today. But a really, really great program. And they also have just expanded into doing flight training for the public. So not just flight training, but also mechanical training. So they are hosting their community day in June. And of course, I didn't write down the exact date, so I apologize. I'll get that to you next week, or I'll fumble along here as I talk and see if I can pull it up and multitask. But that's going to be a really fun day. They're going to have a pancake breakfast, a 5K, a concert, and I believe they're doing airplane rides as well. So again, oh, I'm almost there. That is going to be on June 19th at SMAT. So SMAT is short for School of Missionary Aviation Technology. So again, take a look at their website. You take a look at our website. We also have a listing, and we also have more information about the event in our event calendar. WION Radio is doing a spring business spotlight event on March 20th. Make sure to tune in to learn more about that event, but they will be featuring businesses from the Ionia area. One of the businesses, that will be participating is the Log Cabin Inn. So they are actually going to be hosting a mini vendor show that day themselves. So they'll be hosting DJs and caterers and florists, lots of different types of vendors that you would need for event planning needs. So definitely make sure to stay in tune for more information on both of those events. You can visit either of their websites or, their Facebook pages. I don't know why that word Facebook, the platform I'm on right now, is the one. The Ionia Harvest Marketplace, I've been shouting out to this one the last couple of weeks. So this is just another friendly reminder that there are exciting things happening at our downtown farmer market pavilion. So if you want to stay in the know with what those things are, make sure you follow their page on Facebook. Again, that is called the Ionia Harvest Marketplace. This week is the first week of the month, which means it is Chamber Day Eat Local this Friday. So that's a program that we kicked off, a soft kickoff last month, and this month. We're still working on getting out to all of our restaurants to make sure they all have posters, making sure they all know what's going on, and kind of trying to identify ways that we can expand the program. But right now, the main goal is let's all make a day of it this Friday. Let's go out and support our local restaurants. Now, if you drive by the Armory, which our office is located on, and you watch the sign, you'll see us flash all of our member restaurants. You'll see posters at each of our member restaurants that list them as well. But we just ask, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or all three, let's all go out and make a day of it on Friday and show some love to our restaurants. And on top of that, one thing we're going to do, and I'll be giving you more details on this next week, we are going to be doing a giveaway next month on Chamber Day. So hopefully we will be doing monthly giveaways right on site at one of our chamber member restaurants. And those will be gift cards for one of the restaurants. So in April, I don't remember what month we're in April, we will be doing a giveaway at El Mariachi for two $25 gift cards. So to be entered for the giveaway, what we're asking, and again, this is not well planned out yet. This idea just came to me yesterday, but this is a great opportunity to share the info, so I am. What we're asking is anytime you eat at one of our chamber member restaurants, again, on that list, or there's also a list available on our website, in our directory. Anytime you eat at one of those restaurants, mail us your receipt, and each month we will collect those receipts and put them in the drawing. So maybe some months we might be at a couple of different restaurants doing drawings. I'm not sure exactly where it'll go, but it's heading in an exciting direction. That is the point. So more to come on that. I will work on coming up with a way where we maybe have a drop box near our office where you don't necessarily have to mail the receipts. You can just drop them off to save you on postage and save me from having to open all of those envelopes. But in the meanwhile, send in your receipts. You can mail them to 439 West Main Street to the Ionia Chamber of Commerce. And next month on April 2nd, Chamber Day, we will be doing a live drawing. So I believe that is about all I had to share with you fine folks for the day. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in every week, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Let us know if you have any interest in hearing from a particular special guest, and we'll see what we can do to get them on the show. Other than that, if you are a chamber member, please send us any information that you would like us to share on the show, and we would be happy to share it for you. You can send that to me either in email or through Facebook, or just give me a call. So whatever's the easiest way for you to get that information to me, please do so we can let Ionia know what you've got going on. Till then, get out there, eat local, shop local, spend community cash, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Have a great one.